Hello. So I have here a board for a Lutron 4 series processor. This is the main board here, and then it's also connected to a secondary board that's on top of it. And there was a problem with this board because it wasn't powering on. And when I plugged in the power supply, this board would turn on. You would see the bottom lights flash when it would turn on, and then this LED blink. And I did some troubleshooting. I looked at the voltage regulator over here. On the other side, there's the bridge rectifier. That works too. And so I would see on these caps there would be 15 volts, but not on this one. And then if you look down there, I had to scrape off some of the plastic on the inductor, but there's a little fuse there. You can see where it says F1. And I tested with my multimeter in continuity mode, and there was no continuity, which means that it was blown. You can see this one, it has a fuse, and it's very obvious right next to the bridge rectifier. And so this one was pretty small. It's an SMD fuse. It was hidden behind this plastic. So I had to rip it off, and I figured out the problem. I replaced it with these fuses. These are 63 volts, 2 amps fuses. It would have been better if I had like a 32 volt, because it's only like 13 volts going through this. But I mean, these are also fast blow. I have some other ones. These are slow blow, which would have been better, because, you know, this was the fuse that was probably originally on here was probably blown from a you know, a storm or a surge or something like that happened that made it so that there was a lot of current going through it when it powered back up. And so these would have been better, but obviously they're a lot bigger. So I just went with this one for now. And so now if I plug it in, let me see. So now you can see the power LED is on, and then these guys, oh, did I plug it in properly? This LED is on. It's flashing though. Normally I had, let me try this again. Normally these bottom LEDs flash. I just want to make sure my connections are good. All right, power it back up. I see they were flashing at the beginning, but what's important is that there's a power LED on here, and then in the status there's a blinking one too. So there's power going through this. I don't know why this is not working anymore, but that LED is blinking too, so that means there's power going through it. So yeah, if ever you have this, I looked on the internet and there was not a lot of documentation on this, but just check the fuse here and it might be the problem.